On film shoots, of course, things can go wrong.
Horribly, horribly wrong.
Terribly wrong. In this case, the police were called.
Things went south.
And let's just say chaos ensued. As a film producer, it is 100% your job to deal with potential fires or straight up dumpster fires.
Dumpster fires, yep.
In the middle of the desert, a crazy psycho Karen came out of nowhere and just started yelling at you and called the police.
Yes, but let's set the stage and back up, because what were we actually on location for and why were we there?
We were in central Utah, outside and around a town called Torrey, Utah.
We're in near Torrey and Teasdale, Utah.
Which is near Capitol Reef National Monument.
Looking for a great place to do a motorcycle chase and a motorcycle stunt.
Really beautiful red rock wilderness.
You know you're definitely in the right town when there's 5 folks doing a cattle drive down the middle of the road.
And we were doing what's called second unit photography.
Beautiful.
So principal photography is what everybody thinks of when you're on a set.
5, Mark.
It's your main cast, it's your main crew, it's your main locations.
Okay, so this is like our 6th day on set, and right now we're doing the ice cream scene.
It's your largest days on set versus second unit photography, which is typically a much smaller crew, people like stunt doubles or body doubles.
Gotta bring in the real thing, you know? Can't use the fake stuff anymore.
Yeah, this is when it gets real. You need a real stunt double because this kind of driving in these mountain roads, Sharon couldn't handle it, so his brother Sarah stepped in.
Oh, dang. You're getting everything from establishing shots or landscape shots, or if it's stunt work, it's gonna be somebody jumping out of the way of an explosion or running through a canyon, like in our case. So a lot of this stuff can require a good team of stunt coordinators or drivers, drone photographers, those types of things. This stuff will fill out the sequence. And so we had a lot of things we were actually trying to accomplish in 2 short days of second unit photography.
All right, guys, here we go.
Day 1 actually went really well.
Went pretty smoothly, actually. We got our driving shots with the Jimmy truck.
Getting beautiful footage here at the flute shop. And then their car got stuck on take 3. All right, guys, that's a cut. Go ahead and come back to base camp.
And then we got our aerial shots, which were gorgeous. We did not, however, get the big jump.
Problem number 1. Every filmmaker is going to experience not having enough time to film everything they planned. And they find themselves asking, how do you choose the most important thing to film? Solution number 1. Some things are going to cost or take time, but some things would cost way more money.
You have to prioritize the stuff you can't get again.
Focus on the things that are more expensive and get the meat of the story and the expense taken care of.
And so if I just needed to go down with the camera and spend another day in this area and film some landscape shots, just me, I could do that. But I couldn't bring a motorcycle back down. I couldn't bring a police car back down. So we really prioritized those, and all the stuff we couldn't repeat again, the vehicles specific things, we tried to get all of that stuff. Exception of the motorcycle jump. So we're gonna measure this, I think, in percentage dumpster fire, 1 to 100. So my dumpster fire meter, I think by the end of day 1 was like probably just 10%, because I was like, man, how am I gonna fix this problem? Day 2.
Day 2. Oh, bless.
So we wake up in the morning, we're headed out, we let our crew rest, they got a 12-hour turnaround.
Pausing really quick to talk about what is a 12-hour turnaround. Problem number 2, indie filmmakers often ask too much of their crew. The amount of work that people have to do, but also the amount of time they request from people. Solution number 2, treat people's time well. A 12-hour turnaround means from the time you stop working one day and the time you have to start working the next day, you give your crew 12 full hours to go home, rest, recover, and come back ready to work. This will avoid so many more problems. Not just people being tired, exhausted, overworked on set, but frankly, it will help you build better relationships with your friends and fellow filmmakers. Okay, unpause.
And we needed to get our opening shot of the film. And we had scouted the exact location. There was this giant red rock bluff that was at the end of this long straight road. And we're like, this is the setup. This is gonna just set the tone for the entire film.
This looks pretty
This
awesome.
is it, right? This is the thing. The opening shot of our movie right here. So we have Sean's bike over here. Pretty rad looking. We have our old 80s police car. It's gonna be an epic FPV drone extravaganza.
we didn't control the road. It was like a Sunday, and so we didn't have police blocking it off, and we didn't need to for this particular shot. We were traveling within the speed limit, but I noticed that like I'm trying to communicate with my producers and they're not able to respond. And I'm like, what is going on? I look down the road and I see this lady just like waving her arms going crazy. And I'm like, who is this?
Karen's coming in here. She's yelling at Rennie.
Leaned in, aggressive. There goes Danny.
We notice this lady coming out into the middle of the street and she just starts like yelling. The epitome of a Karen was just like ranting and shouting. As the producer on set, I had to make my way over to her and calm her down. And she was like, I called the police. You shouldn't be here. People think you can just come down here and fly drones and make noise. And we had permits. We had the right to be there. We had the police on our side.
Yeah.
We actually like let her know. We were like, go ahead. And I named the police officer by name that I had chatted with. I had done my homework. I got a permit and I got permission to be there. And they knew we were there.
She just doesn't like the noise in her town.
But, you know, from her perspective, she felt like we were tourists from LA or somewhere coming down and just like disrupting her peaceful morning. And that's, I mean, we were in a way, but we had permission to do it.
Problem number 3. Filmmaking can be disruptive.
And so I think that the key point here is, as indie filmmakers, you need to consider what you're doing and how it's going to impact the local community.
Solution number 3, consider the impact that a film crew and film production can mean to a community, to a location, and to the environment.
And if you are filming in an active road, you need to actually call the police to have them close down that road or discuss with them whether or not that's something you need to do. You can rent them by the hour. In this case, we didn't need to rent the police, but we had talked with them because we had an actual fake police car that we were going to be using in this production. So we made the call, we let them know. If you have weapons on set, if you have a fake police car on set, if you're doing any kind of stunt work, if you're in an active road, all of that is something you should talk with local law enforcement. And so when a Karen comes out and actually starts yelling at you,
Complaining about the noise, that's what it mainly was. It was the noise of the drone and the motorcycle driving by.
yeah, so basically she's complaining about the volume that you would get from your neighbor mowing their lawn or weed whacking, and that was just too much for her in that day. But again, we weren't here to ruin her day. We were here to make a cool movie that featured the landscape that we all should be able to enjoy. And so we made that call to police officers, and we just went for it.
Okay, resetting, here we go. I'll call pictures up, we'll get the drone in place, and then we'll say action, and that's when we'll start driving.
Is that action?
Action.
Between the sunlight
And the Karen going crazy.
we did not get the opening shot of our movie. Now, some of you might be watching this going, what do you mean you didn't get the shot? This looks solid. Well, yes, the blocking and the movement of the drone and the bike and the car, all of that looked fantastic. But the lighting, the window for beautiful golden hour light had passed. We weren't filming this shot until several hours after the beautiful, stunning look that we wanted. To put that in perspective, this is the lighting we had versus this lighting, or even this. Now, why is that important for our specific film? We knew we were making a film that was going to streaming services, right? Whether it's SVOD or AVOD platforms, people are stumbling upon our film and have never seen anything about it before. So the opening scene, and especially the opening shot, needs to absolutely captivate the viewer. So we needed to push the level of quality for this opening shot to be the absolute best we could. So at the end of the day, we didn't get the shot.
So, I don't know, dumpster fire meter, where are we at here?
I think we hit about like 35% for me.
Yeah, it was a little frustrating. It was very frustrating because, again, we felt like we had come here for this very specific shot. We got the permission, and we didn't get the shot.
So we thought that was going to be the biggest drama of the day.
Oh, it surely was not.
So Rennie and I have never talked publicly about these stories and this day, but actually about a year ago we posted about this to our Patreon followers, and we got pretty real.
So I think we should tell our audience about some pretty legit Kardashian-style drama.
Like a marital strife, I guess you
Yeah.
could call it.
Marital drama.
So make sure to subscribe and check out part 2 for the rest of the 7 problems and 7 solutions. We'll see you there.